Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I really want to open up to you guys in a way that I haven't before. You'll kind of understand why as I keep talking. But before I get into that, which I guess also ties into what I'm about to say, wow, this is going to be such a mess. I've tried to organize my thoughts for this so many times and I just can't do it. And I'm also going to be getting ready. I think it's going to help me a little bit kind of get over the fear of what I'm about to talk about. So if you see me looking like this way in the mirror, it's just because I'm getting ready. As you guys may have noticed, I've been a little bit absent from YouTube and from Instagram. I don't mean just like the past week, because I guess it's been 2 weeks since I uploaded a video. But even before that, like my uploads were a little bit like here and there, kind of all over the place. For those of you who don't know, or you haven't been following me since my husband started medical school, but he just graduated 2 weeks ago. That being said, he actually has been finished with his rotations and school since the end of April. He's back to work. I'm starting to get more into my schedule of filming, but it's not the whole story. I'm just gonna do like a quick kind of like backstory of like history. So he went to Grenada for med school. I lived down there with him for 6 months. The rest of the time that he was down there, which was another 2 years, we were doing long distance. So he came home in his 3rd year of school, working at a hospital that was close to our house, so he was able to stay home. For his 4th and final year, he was staying a lot up by his parents' house because it was closer to the hospital as he was rotating in. He was staying in Airbnbs, things like that. So now fast forward to the end of April, he is home full time. But May 1st, we went on our honeymoon. Vlog is coming, I promise. I just got a little overwhelmed with all of the footage, and then I was going through it and I was like, wow, I suck at vlogging. So trying to piece something together nice for those of you who are asking for that. And then so we get home around like the 2nd week of May. So from the time like we actually get home from traveling, obviously Vin's in like relaxation mode. I'm a little bit beat from traveling. So we kind of fall into this like sloth mentality. And for those of you that don't know, and I don't think I've ever even like really shared this before, but I am so much of a hermit. I am a loner. I love hiding out in my house. I am such a homebody. And so it was really easy for me to fall into the routine that he was doing. So I would come home from work and we would just like immediately like just play video games. We would watch Netflix and binge that like constantly. And you know, that's all fun and games for like a few days. But we were doing this for like a week straight. So also, I've mentioned this once before on my channel, but YouTube is not my only job. I have a mobile eyelash extension business. So that is my work that I do outside of YouTube, and that is honestly my main job and my main source of income. What I've come to learn about myself from this kind of period of us just being lazy, and I mean, I don't want to say lazy, it was a much needed like kind of break from everything for both of us. I would start to get really bad like anxiety about the fact that I wasn't uploading, and then that would kind of turn into a vicious cycle of me being very critical of myself. I would kind of go into like this like depressive mode, and then I hermit myself more. I shy away from everything, and then I have this impending anxiety because I know that I'm doing that, but I can't like snap myself out of it. Just kind of became this really vicious cycle of me neglecting what I was supposed to be doing, then feeling guilty about it, then being depressed, and then feeling more anxious. So it just kind of kept cycling and cycling, and it was really, really hard to break out of it. And I'm kind of feeling like I am now, but I think that's because I have a better understanding of where all of the anxiety and like those feelings were coming from. That has been kind of going on, I'd say, like the past like few months maybe. I don't want to blame it on the fact that like Vin is home, but I just realized that I really thrive on a schedule, and I wasn't holding myself to that, and it was just making me feel worse by like neglecting what I was supposed to do, even though I was saying like, oh, I'm doing this for like time for me and my husband together, or just, you know, we need this relaxation. But vacation is good and all, but it was just kind of not healthy for me. That's just like a little bit of an explanation as to like why I've sort of been away. I need to start putting on makeup because I do actually have to leave the house. Also though, I want to talk to you guys about vulnerability and kind of my quest for being more vulnerable. If you guys haven't seen it, there's a Brene Brown I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix, and she talks a lot about vulnerability in it. I kind of always thought of myself as someone who is very emotional, and I kind of mistook that for being vulnerable. When I watched it, I realized that like, wow, I am so not good at being vulnerable, and I think a lot of people struggle with that because it's hard, it is scary. I would say in the past like 8 months, just started taking medication for my anxiety, and I do believe that it's helped a lot, but it's also kind of allowed me, I think, in a way to clear my mind of all of like, not all of it, but a lot of clutter and just like senseless worrying. So I've been able to kind of be a bit more introspective and try and like therapize myself, I guess, kind of see like where all of these issues and things like that come from. But anyway, so I was watching this, and it really, yeah, resonated with me. And it kind of depressed me even further because I'm like, wow, that's like a really kind of sad way to live. Can be so closed off because I am afraid of, I guess, rejection or people not liking me or understanding me. And I think over the time where my anxiety started to worsen, I would say like the past, few years, like I said, I finally decided to go on medication for it about like 8 months back. But as my anxiety was building up and getting worse and worse, I kind of was retreating, and not only in like my personal life, but also online. So I feel like I was never the most open person, let's say, on social media, but I feel like I started to show less and less of myself. And it's not that what I was showing was like an act or like a persona or anything. It was just, it's just such a small like percentage of who I am. And I think my mindset when it came to that is the less I show, the less ammunition people will have against me, the less, you know, they won't be able to ridicule me. And it was almost like an excuse where like, oh, if people don't like me or understand me, it's because they're only seeing like 1% of who I am, and that's not totally me. I guess in a way it's a defense mechanism of some sort. It's not a fulfilling way to live. I don't want to feel like I can't share things, be excited about things, because I'm always like fearing the what ifs. A big thing that I'm working on is being more vulnerable, and I'm obviously working on it in like my everyday life too. I want to be better at communicating with people. I can talk to people, but like I never talk about like my own feelings or like my own issues, and I want to start doing that. Oh my God, guys, I'm sweating. This is making me so nervous. You know, I do apologize if I upload certain videos and don't respond to comments at all, and that's also an anxiety thing. Sometimes I'm like afraid to even look at the comments, and it's so weird because you guys have honestly, like, I can truly say all of you are always so supportive and sweet to me. Like, I don't know where that fear was coming from, but then again, anxiety is super irrational. And the second reason I wanted to do this is because it scares me, and the fact that it scares me leads me to believe that I should be doing this. I just want to I want to feel comfortable being more candid. And I think the only way that I know how to do that right now is to start vlogging. That's something that I want to try to get more into, because that's like, I feel like for me, and I don't know if this is like me taking the easy way out, but for me, it's an easy way. Actually, it's not easy for me. It's easy in the fact that like I have this platform to do that, but it's also not easy for me because I feel uncomfortable sharing certain things. Like, I've tried to vlog in the past before, but I feel like my life is boring, or like my house doesn't look as nice as other YouTubers, or like I don't have anything to offer. You know, my husband goes to work all day. He's not home with me. Like, he doesn't work with me, do normal things like grocery shop and clean and watch Netflix. Like, I don't, it's not, I just felt like it was never going to be good enough. And also I have this like huge fear of vlogging in public, like huge. So I'm thinking like for me to kind of open up my doors to you guys, I want to do like a house tour, but like I'm not gonna clean or anything for it, which like the thought of doing that, whoa. I just want to be more authentic. And I hate when I say that because I feel like it means that everything else has been staged, and obviously it has to like a certain degree, but never in the way where I would like alter my personality or like who I am. But like I said, I was just Maggie. I forget where I left off. So my whole point was that I just want to be more open, and I just don't want to fear the opinions of others anymore. Also, from that same Brene Brown talk, she mentioned something that really resonated with me, and it was how when you're vulnerable, you open yourself up to the opinions of others and all that, like I just kind of mentioned, but the opinions of the people who have never put themselves in your position shouldn't matter. So only the people who have done what you've done before, or the people who have been like in that arena, so to speak, those are the only people who I guess have an opinion that should matter in some capacity, because nobody else knows what it's like. And that, hearing that was like kind of like oddly freeing in a way. And that I think is like my main goal in all of this, is I just want to feel more free. I don't want to have so much fear centered around these things, and it's stupid. It's just like I don't whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I feel like when I was going over all of this in my muddled little brain, I had a lot more to say. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing, because this is probably going to be very long already. I guess we'll save that for another day. I was going to touch on like self-confidence a little bit, and how I'm not the most confident person and I want to work on that. But I mean, these are all things that like I can do in separate videos. I don't know if you guys are like just strictly here for the hair stuff and the beauty stuff, but I think this is also really important to talk about too. And I also want to say that for so long, I think another reason I didn't want to talk about this is because I feel like, and I'm not judging anybody who's come out and like said the same things that I have, but I feel like the anxiety thing to so many people feels so played out, and the stresses of like social media feel so played out. And I think I was afraid of being judged in that same way, like, oh, like you're just saying you're anxious because, I don't know whose voice that is, you're just saying you're anxious because it's like trendy or like everyone else is doing it. Like, no, I truly do suffer with these things. I figure maybe if it can help somebody, if I talk about it, great. And I don't know if this makes me sound selfish, but I also think, you know, it's a good way to help myself and just allow me to be more comfortable being open and honest, and you know, all those good things. I really wish my mom was comfortable on camera, because she is so like wise when it comes to all this stuff. She's very spiritual, and like she's just really good, but and I would love for her to tell her story because she's amazing, but she's just so not, she's like doesn't even like a picture of her taken. I think that's a good place to leave this now. I don't even know if any of that formed like one cohesive thought. There's also some other things that I've been working on today, that different things, but also connected to like just trying to better myself. So I'm just gonna finish up doing this, and then I will talk to you guys in a minute. I just kind of realized that this has like nothing to do with the first part of the video, but here's to being vulnerable, and here's to vlogging, and a vlog is just a compilation of random shit, right? So I will be 27 years old. And I don't know why I'm laughing saying that, because this isn't funny, guys. Don't be like me. I'm going to be 27 years old on June 27th. Comment below if you're a Cancer as well. Maybe my personality is making slightly more sense to you now. But I have never once in my life done any sort of budget. I've never like figured out like my debt to income ratio. I don't track my spending at all. And it's embarrassing to like even say this because I can't believe I've never done this before. I want to be better and I want to start doing this stuff. So what I did this morning is I kind of went through like all of my bills and everything, figured out like what I owe each month with all my bills. And then I kind of did like a preliminary, like, because of the way of actually both of my businesses, or you know, both my jobs work, I should say, my income is always, it's never 100% certain. So the amount that I make per month does range quite a bit. So I just did like a kind of like preliminary thing for the month of June so far, how much I've made from YouTube and my business and things like that. And I've also tracked all of like my recurring monthly bills, my cell phone, the internet and TV, my Netflix account, gym memberships, car insurance, car payments, and dad. I know my dad watches my videos. One, don't get mad that I've never done this before, although I'm pretty sure that you know that I haven't. Two, I'll probably be calling you soon asking for tips. And three, don't be mad again, because I'm starting it now. Better late than never, right? So I guess I kind of just wanted to like throw that out there, like start doing this like as young as possible. I've just been so reckless. I want to be more responsible with my finances. If you guys haven't done this either, I highly recommend it. What I've done is honestly so basic. Like I just went into like an Excel document, just made a spreadsheet. I don't know if there's like a better way to do it. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk to you guys about it. Like if you have any recommendations for like podcasts, I'm a huge podcast fan. So any good like money management tips or ways to budget. I don't even know how to go about starting a budget for myself. Like I said, if you guys have any recommendations for like podcasts or like any good sources that you can think of for money management, please let me know. All right, well, so yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop this video here. Really, because I have to leave the house soon and I want to try to upload this as soon as possible, just for the fear of me not ever uploading it. So thank you guys for watching. This is honestly really scary for me to talk about, and I feel like I didn't even open up. Like I don't know. I feel like I just had more to talk about, and then I got nervous when the camera came out and I kind of forgot what I wanted to say. But I want to keep doing this, and you know, my hope is that I get more comfortable doing this, and you guys can get to know me better, and yeah, I can just feel a little bit more free. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.